Hey, good morning and welcome back to the Soak channel. That's SOAK, Son of a King, Son of the Most High God. Hey guys, thank you all so much for logging back into the channel. Once again, not that you all are logging back in. Some of you guys are just clicking on my thing just when I send you the message. But it's all good though, you know what I'm saying? Hey, don't forget to send this message to someone who may need some encouragement. Share, like, subscribe, those types of things, or whatever the case may be, so to get this message around. But again, like I said, it's all for the glory of God. All right, and just to give you some encouragement on certain things that is just going on today. I woke up early this morning and was looking at some stuff. It maybe have been God trying to talk to me or whatever. But sometimes I get up early in the morning, and there's something that I've read or heard that sometimes when when you're up for whatever reason or seem like no reason at all, sometimes it's God trying to talk to you. And so I was kind of scrolling this morning and reading some things, and then I talked to my kid's mother yesterday, and I was so proud. And I'm going to try to have her on the podcast, or not podcast, this YouTube channel real soon, because sometimes when you look at the youth, you're like, oh no, like Shaggy on Scooby-Doo, we're doomed. Right? But I was so encouraged yesterday of hearing her and how she is into the word and things of that nature. And she's real young. And so I'm just proud about that. So I want to bring her on at one point just to talk to her and see what some of her thoughts are, because some of the things that she mentioned yesterday, I was just so blown away about what she was saying and how she was into the scriptures and things of that nature and her understanding of it and what God meant to her. And it sounded just like the truth, and so I want to kind of bring her on and, so you all can see her as well and talk about those things. And once again, it's all for the glory of God, because anytime you're talking about these particular things, it's all good. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes down to what Jesus and God, Jesus had been saying and over time. Nevertheless, I want to jump right into what I was watching this morning, and I want to kind of merge it into what I am talking about as well. Because, at one particular point, Jesus had said to the disciples when he was sending them out, right, to these particular towns, when he was first getting ready to preach the gospel and spread the good news, he said to the disciples, when you get to these particular places, those who don't want to hear you, I'm paraphrasing, all right, kick the dust off your feet and move on to the next town, right? So basically what Jesus was saying, basically, if they didn't want to hear it, hey man, it was offered to them. They didn't want to hear it, move on to the next town. And that's what's bringing me to this particular thing that I saw online, and then what I want to present to you this morning. So without further ado, I'm going to jump right into it. Now, I haven't gotten my streaming thing, all that stuff, so I'm going to have to just push it up here and show it to you, whatever the case may be. So y'all forgive me for that. But you get the point, though. You get what I'm saying? And so then I'll kind of merge it into what this message that I got offline or whatever this morning, and was watching this video, and I just put it into words or whatever the case may be. So here we go.
Can men give birth?
Sometimes. That's my answer. Yes.
And the answer that is crazy. And this is we cannot. It's just crazy. We cannot allow this to happen.
But you wouldn't say the definition of being a woman is the ability to give birth.
And I'm not saying it, but only women can give birth is a factually true statement. Only women can give birth. There's.
All right. So, with that being said, now you saw the guy's response, right? You saw his response, okay? And so in the scriptures, I remember, and I'm paraphrasing again, right? Because I'm not a scholar. I'm learning all these things as well. That's why I kind of talk about it. And, you guys, you maybe respond to me or whatever thing that can. But in the scripture, it talks about, a way that man thinketh, right? Seeing that way that may seem, that is right. Okay, which seem that is right. So what God is basically saying is that even, it may seem to man that it's right. In actuality, he's basically telling us it's not right. Okay, so you can say things like this, and what this guy just said, you saw his response to that, right? And a lot of things that I've seen Candace say a lot of times, I don't really agree with all bunch of things, but in this particular sense, she's absolutely correct. You know what I'm saying? So it brings me to this particular point about what I want to read here, right? Because again, sometimes that when we are seeing things in society or whatever the case may be, we have to try to stand on or need to stand on the truth. Okay. And that's just it. Jesus came and said that I am the truth. Right. So if you're following Jesus, right, then you're following the truth. And this is what we need to always remember to stand on. And that's what brings me to this message here. All right. And it talks about the parables. Now, you guys may have heard about a lot of the parables that Jesus had spoken or spoke to. And a lot of times when we read stuff, we see these things, but we may not truly understand. I've read this before and seen this before, but today, I want to talk about it in depth a little bit more based on what I saw in the video and put it into words or whatever the case may be. Okay. And so I hope you get something from it as well. Okay. So I'm going to dive right in so I don't make this video too long. And what it says is most Christians believe Jesus spoke in parables to help ordinary people understand difficult truths. Then Jesus explained why he actually used them, and his answer shocked his own disciples. Matthew chapter 13, after Jesus tells the parable of the sower. And again, I know a lot of you guys heard about the parable of the sowers. The disciples came to him with a question. Why do you speak to the people in parables? If parables were simply an illustration, then his answer should have been so everyone could understand. But he says the exact opposite. Okay? He says, to you, it has been given to you to know the secrets of the kingdom of heaven. But to them, it has not been given. That is powerful. And I'm going to bring that point home as we continue on to read here. It says, to you, the secrets of the kingdom have been given, but to them, it has not been given. So in other words, they were seeking truth. They were trying to figure out this whole thing or whatever the case may be. So to them, it was given to them. But to other ones, they weren't going to have no clue of it. Here, and he continues on. It continues to say, then he continues to quote Isaiah. You will indeed hear, but never understand. And you will indeed see, but never perceive. Okay. Now, obviously, different versions, King James versions, and so forth, kind of talks about it differently, but it's saying the same thing, or whatever the case may be, right? Just worded differently. Okay. Why would Jesus deliberately speak in a way that some people would not understand? Right? Why would Jesus speak that way? The answer begins with the Greek word parabola. Okay, and that's spelled Parabola if you want to look it up. It means to place one thing alongside another for comparison. A parable doesn't merely explain truth. Okay, it reveals the condition of the listener. That's powerful, and we need to get that. It reveals the condition of the listener. Two people can hear the exact same story. One walks away transformed. The other one walks away confused. Okay? The difference is not the story. It is the heart. That is why Jesus quoted Isaiah. Okay? Israel had heard God's words for generations. Yet many of them had hardened their hearts. The problem was never a lack of evidence. It was a refusal to receive it. The parable becomes both revelation and judgment. Okay? The reason it becomes revelation because when you have heard the truth, it opens up your mind. You think to yourself, oh man, that makes total sense. But it also becomes judgment because if you don't receive it, then you have been just basically passed judgment on yourself because you are denying a truth. Okay? They revealed the kingdom to those willing to follow Jesus, and they concealed it from those who had already rejected him. So if you've already rejected him in your heart, then there you go, right? This is why immediately before explaining the purpose of parables, Jesus tells the parables of the sower. He says the seed is the same. The sower is the same. Only the soil changes. Jesus wasn't teaching that God's word has different power. He was showing that human hearts respond differently to the same truth. You got to get that right there. Jesus wasn't explaining or teaching that God's words has different power. He was showing that human hearts respond differently to the same truth. Okay? Then notice what happens after the crowd when you read that particular chapter in Matthew 13. Jesus explains the parables privately to his disciples. The mystery of the kingdom were not hidden from sincere seekers. See, the disciples, they were sincere seekers. They were trying to figure out this thing about what Jesus was saying, and they believed him, right? They were sincere seekers. However, they were hidden from them, remember, from them until they came closer. So the people that would have tried to come closer to him and really been sincere about seeking him, it would have been revealed to them. They would have been opened up. Jesus would have opened up their understanding, but they wasn't sincere about it. However, then it says that that ones that came closer, the pattern appears throughout the Gospels. Those who wanted the truth kept asking. They kept following. They kept listening. Those who only wanted miracles or arguments usually walked away with nothing. Jesus never used parables to entertain the curious. He used them to separate curiosity from genuine faith. Perhaps that's why he ended so many parables with the same words. He who has ears to hear, let them hear. Because the greatest question was never whether people could hear his voice. It was whether they were willing to receive what he was saying. Hey guys, this is the Soak Channel. That's SOAK, Son of a King, Son of the Most High God. I hope this parable or this message finds you well, because there's so much truth within it. Hey guys, Jesus is the truth, the way, and the life. So let's draw closer to Jesus every day. I hope you enjoy this message. Please, once again, share, like, and subscribe it. And I truly hope that you got something out of today. I am off today. Can you believe it? From my station. I'm having a vacation day today. And so I'm chilling and relaxing at the house. But I wanted to push this message forward to you all. So take care of yourselves today. Get closer to God. And please leave me a message. Tell me what you think about the message this morning. All right. Until next time, take care of yourselves. I love you. And we'll see you next time.